Today I'll be reviewing Manuka Essential Oil, and 3 different types of Manuka Essential Oil were sent to me for my honest opinion. And I had never heard of Manuka oil. I usually use tea tree and lavender essential oil for most of our home remedies and skin care. But I wanted to learn more about this because I had heard that this is 10 times more potent than tea tree oil, yet it is better for sensitive skin. And since I use this for myself, my husband, and my 2 children, I thought, why not use something that is more potent but also possibly would be a lot more better for our sensitive skin. So this is the Manuka Healing Oil. Now this actually has a carrier oil in it. This has sweet almond oil, and that carrier oil is kind of a base oil for that. It kind of, it doesn't water it down or anything, but it kind of just makes it more smoother, less potent. This is just kind of a healing oil that you can add to things. So what I do is I'm going to show you how I make a balm for whether you use it for your baby's bottom or if you have dry skin such as cracked knuckles or heels or your hands or your elbows. Oftentimes you need some sort of salve or ointment or balm that you don't want to go to the store and get something that's going to have a whole bunch of chemicals in it. I personally like seeing something that just has a few natural ingredients. I know exactly what's in it, and I know how potent it's going to be. So what I have here is African shea butter, and this is organic, unrefined. It is very, very silky, very, very smooth. It smells great. It just smells kind of like a nutty oil. And I use whatever I have on hand for brand. I go through this pretty quickly, so I like to try a lot of different brands. So any of the brands that you see in the video doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use those brands. So what I do is I use a teaspoon of the shea butter and a teaspoon of the coconut oil. And the coconut oil I have is extra virgin, pure organic coconut oil. It doesn't have any chemicals in it. It's just pure and unrefined. So it's the great kind that you can use. So what I'm going to show you, I already put some in my bowl just to make it easier for you. And it has melted a little bit because I did use my fingers to kind of mush it around while I also use the spoon. So it's going to be a little bit liquidy. Now what I did is I already put my oil in here. The healing oil has it has 22%. It has 22% of the Manuka oil. It also has 75% almond oil, 1% lemon myrtle oil, 1% lavender oil, and 1% tea tree. So since it already has those other essential oils in it, I'm not going to be needing to add any tea tree or lavender or anything like that. So I already added that, and then I already added my homemade calendula oil. And you see that I put this in a cobalt blue, or you can use an amber color dark bottle, and that keeps it very potent. It keeps the light out of there so it doesn't change or mess with any of the nice ingredients inside of it. And the carrier oils that I used for mine is argan oil, rosehip, jojoba oil, and sweet almond oil. I like to use those top quality oils just because they just seem more luxurious and more skin loving and skin nourishing. And I actually had that made from dried petals of the marigold plant. Those are the marigolds that you've seen maybe in your own yard, or maybe your mother's yard, or a neighbor's yard. They're just the orange petaled flowers. When they dry, they turn into calendula petals. And so I infuse it in oil for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then when it's ready, I strain it through, and whatever oil is left, I separate the petals from that, and that's what makes this. And you see it's a really nice golden oil. So I went ahead and put that oil into my mixture. I put about 8 drops Calendula is kind of the all-around. So the Manuka Healing Oil, it's actually great for if you want to use it on your knuckles, your heels, your hands, your elbows, or a diaper balm. Now this, as you see, it is very, very soupy, and that's fine. You can thicken it up if you want to use beeswax, and you can actually buy beeswax at a lot of different health food stores. I personally, since we cloth diaper, I don't like to use beeswax because it is very yellow, and it actually could cause some staining on the cloth diapers if you do cloth diaper. But if you're just using this on skin, you just need a tiny bit, like this much that's in my spoon. That's all you would need for both hands and your knuckles, or if you want to use both heels. You do not need a lot. So what I usually do is this much that I put here. I usually have a jar that's this dark cobalt blue glass, kind of like a 2-ounce jar. I don't have one to show you right now, but that's usually what I put it in, so it stays quite fresh. So really the healing oil is basically the essential oil with the carrier oil and some other essential oils, like I said, the lavender, tea tree, and lemon myrtle. So just small percentiles, 1% of each. The next thing I want to show you about is the 100% essential oil, Manuka oil. Now this is different because it is just straight Manuka oil. And I use this this is actually very, very useful. I use this, I want to show you this. This is a ramekin, a sauce ramekin. I use that in the shower when I measure out my shampoo. I use a sulfate-free shampoo. I add about 5 drops of lavender essential oil and about 8 to 10 of the Manuka essential oil. Now I don't do this every time I wash my hair. I probably do this about once a week or maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks. This is something just kind of keeps your scalp healthy. It's also great if you have an itchy scalp or a dry flaky scalp or dandruff. I don't have dandruff, I've never had it, but I do have itchy scalp often. Probably about once a month or every couple months. My scalp might get a little bit itchy just from it being a little bit dry. But I usually find that I might be overwashing my hair if it is getting a little bit dry and itchy. So this just makes it smell really great. It's great for your hair and it's great for your scalp. Another use that you can use the Manuka essential oil, you can use it neat, which is a fancy way of saying just using it plain on a cotton ball. I've actually had great success. I had a skin rash on my stomach that actually I've been using it on, and it's actually worked a lot faster and a lot better than my tea tree oil. And so you can use that on cuts, you can use that on rashes, anything that you need to use it as an antiseptic, or if you want to use it on something that has, such as if you have athlete's foot or some sort of rash that needs to get all of the bad antibacterial, you want to use it as antibacterial to get all the bad things out of your skin and keep it all clean and feeling healthy. The last thing I want to tell you about is the Manuka massage oil. And this is what I use to make our cloth wipe or baby wipe solution. This only has 3.25% pure Manuka oil and 0.75% lemon myrtle oil, and of course the sweet almond oil carrier oil. It has 96% of the almond oil. So this actually has less of the lemon myrtle and more of the base oil. And since this has less of the Manuka oil, it's just kind of more of a milder form of oil. A lot of people use this for massages. It's great for your skin, it's great for your muscles and your joints, and it's also great for any kind of solution if you're going to use it for a baby. It's probably the more, of the three, it would be the most mild. So what I'm going to do is just tell you how we use it. We use it in this is a spray bottle. We cleaned it out. It used to be a hairspray bottle, but it has since been used for spraying our baby's bottom. Just kind of keeping the bottom fresh. It's a fresh smelling spray. I usually mix about 5 drops of lavender and about 3 drops of tea tree, a cap full of fragrance-free Castile soap, water, and then I use about 8 to 10 drops of the Manuka oil. I also will add a little bit of my calendula oil, probably about 5 to 8 drops of that. And as I mentioned, that already has the carrier oils that I told you about. So usually we put that in our wipes warmer, and we just put the cloth wipes in there, and that's how we use to wipe his bottom after we change his diaper. We don't like using store-bought wipes. If we do use store-bought wipes, it's the kind that is pretty much organic and almost all the way with water in it and no other fragrances or chemicals. We also like to put a little bit of that mixture into a spray bottle and spray his bottom just in between diaper changes, just kind of for freshening and also soothing. It actually prevents diaper rash and it also heals it. So these are the 3 oils. We like them. I like them so much. I really do. I've never heard of this before, but I'm so glad I got to try it. They all work really well. They're basically all just different amounts of the actual essential oil in it. So depending on what you want to use it for, this would be for healing oils mixed with a little bit of the other types of essential oils and a small amount of carrier oil. It's not a tiny amount, but it's less than the actual massage oil. The massage oil has the most carrier oil in it and the smallest amount of the essential oil in it. This would just be for massaging your joints and your muscles and your skin. And this would be the most potent for if you have to heal something such as athlete's foot or some sort of rash or ringworm or dandruff or any of those type of skin problems. I just want to thank Manuka Naturals, and you can visit their website. And I'm trying to focus in on that. Manuka Naturals, I believe ManukaNaturalsShop.com. I'll leave a link in the description for the actual website. And I will also link to their Amazon listing page that you can actually purchase their products. They've worked really well for us. We've used them for about a month, and we've come up with new different uses each day. I actually use the pure essential oil mixed with a few of my other essential oils of tea tree and lavender. I mix it with water, and I actually use that to spray down our counters and our stovetop. We don't use chemicals anymore to clean our house. So this is just amazing. Works great, and I recommend it. Thank you.